I need people to stop telling me, well, why don't you go outside? That's not my role. There's people who are outside who actually can't do what I do inside. And there is a support that happens. That's what coalition building is, between folks who are outside and inside and folks who do both. There are artists and intellects and scholars who do not need to be in the outside of things. We may not be the most effective there. We might be in the way there. However, we support that work. We are buttressing that work. We are bullhorning that work in ways that work cannot be done. And if in your mind it's, well, they're putting their lives in danger and you're not. Trust me, they will come and knock on your door. I hope this helps.
No, it doesn't. Amanda Seales is a comedian. Prides herself on being, I guess, armchair activist. Talks about how there's people out there that she's doing what they can't do. Man, everybody can do what the fuck you do, which is post on social media. You ain't bonding nobody out when they get jammed up in protests and get arrested. You're not paying for funerals. You're not hiring lawyers when people get shot unarmed. You ain't doing shit. Hell, you don't even tell good jokes. And like I said, you're an armchair activist. Now, I'm not going to necessarily knock her for that. We need people with a bullhorn. But stop trying to act like you doing shit that you not doing. Talking about how there's people that are doing what I can't do. I'm doing what people can't do. And there are people that are... Everybody can do what you're doing. Right? And to be really real, you're a coward. Like, anybody that sit back and talk about what people should be doing from the comforts and safety of their own home was a coward. Now, if y'all watch my show and 3,161 people watch my show, give and take here or there, you will notice I don't do a lot of social justice videos. I don't do a lot of police brutality videos. I don't even do a lot of race videos, right? I skim the top of the cream, keep it pushing. The reason for that is this right here. I don't want people to tell me, well, why don't you get in there and, cause a revolution or kick off a civil war? All this shit, right? There's a reason why I don't do it. And it's not because I'm scared. Amanda Seales, like myself, is in her 40s. And in your 40s, I'm going to keep it 100. You are not revolutionary built. That's not necessarily meaning that you can't do it or you won't do it. There's a finite amount of time that we got. And you can see why people like Huey P. Newton or what was his name? Damn, it was just on the top of my fucking head. Fred Hampton, Tupac Shakur. Yes, I did say Tupac. Malcolm X, even Martin Luther King. All got in the fray to kick some type of hoorah off with the government because they were relatively young. Martin Luther King was 35 when he 33, 34, 35 when he started his whole campaign against the United States. Malcolm X too was 32 when he started his campaign against the U.S. government. Hell, Tupac was 20 when he started his campaign. Huey P. Newton, I want to say, was like 22, 23. He was shot when if I'm not mistaken, I want to say 27. Okay, my bad. Huey P. Newton was 47 when he was killed, but he got a jump off. I want to say in 1967. So that would have made him roughly about, give or take, late 20s, early 30s. So yeah, you want to get a jump off on campaigning against the U.S. government when you're relatively young. because I mean, you got a lot of life in front of you. If you get incarcerated for trying to pop off a revolution and they try you as a traitor, get 25, 30 years, you'll be relatively young when you get out of prison. And you're more vital. You don't really have shit to live for in your 20s, early 30s, right? You haven't built shit. A lot of people haven't built anything. By the time you hit 40, you should have established something. A business, clothing line, written some books, a company. Hell, if you're 40 years old, you probably got 401k invested. You got stock portfolios. You got a high yield savings account. You got kids. You want to see them grow up. It's not in your best interest to pop off a revolution. Now, me personally, I don't got none of that shit. Not even a mortgage. But I do have other things in the works that I'm trying to get popping off, like my film production company. So there's a little bit of apprehensiveness that comes along with that, right? Because I see myself progressing to something bigger than what I am right now later on down the road. You're in your late 20s or early 20s or early 30s. You're not thinking that far. So you're fortified and formatted to actually be a revolutionary, right? Somebody to pop off some shit. So that's probably why she's apprehensive, right? She's a comedian. She's written books. She's a public speaker. But don't get your ass on the internet talking hot shit like you would if you could, but you ain't gonna bust a grape. And that's my problem with a lot of these armchair revolutionaries. They get on social media and talk about like shit like they would do it. You ain't gonna do shit. I'm just real enough to say what I'm not gonna do. I'm gonna keep it 100. I was talking to a young cat a few months ago, and I told him straight up, man, I'm not going out there, right? I want to like crash police cars and burn shit up and loot and protest and, fight it out with the cops. Have at it, bro. I'm trying to build something, have a kid, and die peacefully. And that sounds selfish and fucked up, but I'm just keeping it 100. It's not because I'm scared. I told my mama I was going to buy her house. I'm still on the road to doing that. Nobody got time to be like getting capped up and wrapped up because I'm trying to be a revolutionary. Hell, even Tupac he was a recording artist. Things he was saying was insightful and revolutionary. Had he not got killed in gangland violence or quote unquote the FBI set up, I still think that was orchestrated. He had money to match it, so he would have been able to formidably change things, with the money. That was the only thing that he could have traded out for age. Had he been a regular nigga doing that at 25, he would have probably thrown his life away. And they probably would have still set him up and had him gunned down. Let's go put that out there. So yeah, with her, there's a reason. I understand. Bitch, you old. You ain't trying to go out there. And I don't even know if she has kids. She probably don't. She probably wants one at least. And she probably don't want to get capped up. Or at least how she was talking about, they come knock on your door. Yeah, she don't want to be a 40-something-year-old locked up for treason or, trying to pop some shit off. Like, let's be realistic here. In any event, if y'all like this episode, like, comment, and subscribe. Also, if you want to support the machine so that I can give you more content a little bit more frequently, bang my line or my link in the description box. Buy your hat, a shirt, a hoodie. It's cold out there. Some flip-flops. I think I got some slippers and even some art merch. If you don't want to, that's cool too. Bang the like button and I'm out. No.